All right, here we go. Kyle, let's see. A couple things. No, no, hold on, babe. You kept asking. Okay, on first page load, you got to remember that most people are not. There's a lot of different aspects here, and I've been doing this for about 9 years. If this right here is open, you're going to get more engagement. If that's open by default and you've got a div right there that's already hanging down, why not just go ahead and have that open? Shot by category is fine. It's really a big, mega menu, and that's fine. But whenever you go to something like, we're in Texas, okay, let's look at lift kits. Well, if there's not any there, then let's get that out of there. Now, this right here is going to be the main category. These are all the subcategories. Okay, rock on. If, however, you take your menu, and this always happens every time, and I'll show you on the this stupid demo site that I keep using. The reason that we put emoji shirt, emoji coffee mug, and emoji phone cover, okay? Totally stupid site, and this is what we use for testing beta releases. Now, what happens is you've got engine, suspension, brakes, exterior, tools, drivetrain, and interior. So there's 7 items right there. So somewhere in here, you've got room, especially if your theme is, well, I'll get to that in a minute. It's switching back and forth from the layout. But if you've got 7 product categories, go ahead and put those in visibly. Put those in the menu so that when somebody sees it, they can say, okay, repair, performance, fluid, tools, towing, truck, exterior, interior, and auto parts. If you go over here, shop by category. Visually, they need to know that you've got parts for a Rubisu, you've got parts for every other car, you've got exhaust, you've got manifolds, you've got all these different things. If, however, you just put it up here and wait for the consumer to click it, that yields lower results than what you want. So if you put tools and gears and then put tools, safety gear, and vehicle care, well, there's another one, underneath it, okay, my bad, you only need 6. WooCommerce is never a set it and forget it activity. Okay, you got 5. Shit, let me keep going. See how you gotta go back up there and open the menu. Okay, there's 4. Okay, so you've really got 4 categories and not 7. So there's no reason you can't have reduce the spacing, reduce the font, something, and have 4 different categories up here. That way when the consumer gets to the page, behaviorally, if you've ever used let's see, Hotjar, okay, what that does is that shows you heat maps. Okay, so agencies like we do, we go through here and we look at all these and say, okay, these people are scrolling this far down, and for some reason, if I go pull up some kind of reporting stats, then I see that, gosh, I've got, categories, I've got subcategories, but I can open up analytics there, and I can see that, well, crap, nobody's clicking on these things. That totally sucks. How come these people are coming to the site and nobody's clicking on these? I need product category and I need the name of it. Tees and tops, leggings, capris. Go to the account. Sell frickin' leggings. you know, whatever you want. And then you can go in there and you can see, I wonder how they're doing for the summer. What is it, June? July, that's right. That sucks. Yeah, Q3 is always hard for them. 2 and 3. So anyways, there's heat maps, and there's how to go ahead and verify that, okay, look, I can look in there and see, okay, these people are clicking on things, and, you know, if they're visible and there's nothing there, that is, you know, I mean, that says something. So, you know, to the consumer, I'm just saying, that says something, so it's best to just remove it. Now, if you go over here to shop by brand, you've got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on there, and that's cool. And you got all these things listed out here, but at the same time, there's only one. You know, that's not very user friendly. If there were more products there, that'd be a different story. But if there's something there, I mean, if I click on white line and there's nothing there, okay, rock on. Rally armor, okay, rock on. Performance, rock on. So you see, I'm having to click back and forth, back and forth. If, however, there's a brand over here, then what's the need for the double, you know, this is reloading the page by Ajax. And eventually, you know, you can get all those up there. I'm just saying, if there was like a ton of stuff, shop by brand would be better. Now, okay, so let's go back over here. We know from the, I mean, it just, you know, from years and years and years of reading this stuff. Okay, folks can go in here, and I'm not going to guarantee you what their behavior is. However, I can almost guarantee you every time that that's what it is. So, okay, so let's go over here and let's look at this. We've got nothing ranking. Okay, that's, you know, typical of a WooCommerce site. WordPress gives everybody the freedom to do, you know, basically whatever. And, you know, sometimes that's not good. So I can always open up everybody's sitemap because everybody uses Yoast, and I look at it. In here, I've got all these product categories, and I can go through here and look at each one of these and see exterior body components, and then the shifter bushings, and I can go through here and see if all these are set up correct. Okay, so that's the product category. Product tags. Why do we have product tags? Get rid of them. Shipping class. Nobody ever turns that off in the back end of Yoast. Turn it off. Product brand. Is anybody looking for, I mean, if you go in and you plug that in, is anybody searching for this nameless performance muffler? Delete. Yeah, let's just, yeah, that's, you know, SERP result 26 doesn't really do. Okay, let's move on. So the brand sitemap, then we got slide page sitemap, and that's your that's literally just the what is that? The Rev Slider? That's what, Avada. After a while, you get you recognize stuff way too fast. I had this wonderful theme. It's called the X theme. Has anybody heard of it? Yeah, and I can recognize it from a mile away. That should be de-indexed. That should be de-indexed. That right there, nobody, believe it or not, nobody should ever have a shop page. Shop pages are the dumbest thing in the world to just leave it default. That should be deleted. Everything should be in a product category and engine. Bam. That's how Google needs to see it. Everybody in the world, though, unfortunately leaves the shop page active, and it tells Google, hey, here's a bunch of stuff. All right, like if I go over here to emojithreads.com, you can pull it up, but it's not, I don't have it indexing. Okay. What was that? Oh, we were playing with the new layout in storefront. Okay. So if you go over to the shop page, see how I don't have it up here at all? And I've got it de-indexed as well. But if you've got a store, this doesn't really narrow down your search and get it. You're not telling Google, hey, this is the something specific. You're just saying this is shop, like AutoZone shop. No. You see what I'm saying? So I think everybody in the world leaves that up there, and you don't want to do that. Omega search, shop by vehicle, confirmation de-index, checkout, cart, index with a higher priority, FAQ, shipping, returns, special requests, warranties. Good. Newsletter, brands. Okay. So you see where I'm saying that, that's why I do the paid things, because we use I don't want to say like a mechanic, but that right there is a paid thing. We leave it on for a month, and that goes in there for then just to study what we found can take a good 3 or 4 days. And then we go over here, we pick either SERPstat or any of the other ones, and we go through and we look at different things like that. Now let's go over to speed. Okay, here's the problem with speed. Everybody looks at these numbers, they're all happy with the numbers, they're all great with the numbers. They look at this right here and say, oh, look, it's all green, yay, have a good day. Here's the problem. This right here is still horrible. Okay? I mean, I'm sorry, that's just the, that's the free answer. Hopefully you can take it. So this right here, so you go in here and you say, okay, wait a minute, why are we waiting? Like, mechanic, auto parts. This is like, sitting at the line. Right, so why are you going to sit here at the line for 75 milliseconds or 375 milliseconds waiting to connect? Somewhere in here, something's off. Okay, so you go in here and you look at the waterfall chart. Start saying, okay, wait a minute. Oh, God, it's the damn plugin again. Cache Minify. Watch. So there's a CSS file. I guarantee you I'm going to find like 4 more of these. And there's going to be JS files as well. Google Tag Manager fires, and for whatever reason, Google Tag Manager is sitting there for 530 milliseconds before it starts to even respond. Wow. Oh, what do we see here? Minify. Why are the images not? Alright, so all these are going to be images. Oh, look at that. There it is. What the hell? So you've already minified the JS file. And we already did it once again where? Let's see. Oh, there it is. It's like, you read all the blogs. How to speed up your site. Add a bunch of plugins. It's like, no, quit doing that. If you have a dad bod, You don't lose weight by eating more food. It's just the simplest illustration that I think makes sense to everybody in the world. Okay. If you have a dad bod, you're not going to get faster by eating more. I mean, like, in theory, on one of them whacked out weird diets, maybe, but, like, stop eating Reese's peanut butter cups, Brad. Okay, so, so then you go in here and you see, okay, wait a minute, why is this right here not even starting until all the way over here? Right, that's just kind of odd. So what is that? Well, that's an image. So why is that? Oh, God, how much you want to bet that's probably a slider. Okay, so that's probably the slider image, right? I mean, if I had to guess, I'm not going to open it up. And here we have another JavaScript that's minified. Oh, wait, that's where we were down here. All right, third slider. And then finally, the last thing to load is the little favicon. Okay, so that's under GTmetrix. People love GTmetrix. It's got really big numbers. I'm just saying, people love it, and it's got really big numbers, and it's got colors. Now, so let's go over here to this one. Did this thing not ever load? I guess it did. Give me a second real quick. All right. So here's the thing that they don't tell you about all these. Every one of these runs differently. This is what the big kids use. It's not very pretty, is it? It's just not that attractive. So each one of these, between GTmetrix, website speed from Pingdom, and then webpagetest.org, all of these are going to give you. It's how they decide to render this score. These people do it differently. These do it differently as well. Now, here we have 3.182. And it starts the rendering at 2 seconds. It's done in 4.2. And of course, we can go through here and look at all these, right? If you know what all these 200. So you go through here and you look at all these, of course, and so I don't. Okay, I'm going to start. Have to make sure I don't geek people out whenever we're doing these. Avada. You got to load the whole icon library just for one little freaking. It's probably a. I don't know. It's probably the cart icon or something, and a car or an envelope. Anyways, Avada makes you load the whole font library just for what the hell is that firing all the way down there? Holy shit. So the tag manager that's reporting stuff back to you isn't going to fire until the 37th. What the? Even if you defer that, you never want that loading last. jacks up your metrics. So anyways, wow. So anyways, that's what we do, and it's not a quick little 20-minute shindig. I mean, it's nothing, really. Oh, you know what I did want to point out is that whenever you get to like here we have a VADA set to full width, right? That breaks out of the center div. Okay. Give me a product in here. We know there's not any lift kits. What was there? There was a. Were there bushings? Oh, those to a shifter though. Why are we now stuck spinning? Okay, watch this right here, and see if this doesn't kind of jack with your eyeballs a little bit. How did that suddenly get outside of that center div? It's just kind of an inconsistency thing that it's not horrible, but it is a bit visually off-taking, if you will. See how you go from one to, from one type to the other. And this right here is great in concept, but if there's only, what's the total number of products altogether, is it really only 17 products total? If it's really only 17 products total, you skip all this horse shit and get it up on the main page and get it up there for the people to see. I mean, this is why, I really need to do video tutorials on a paid level. Set up a class or something. But look, this is, if you've really only got 17 products, don't forget, you're telling Google that, hey, I got all of this, shit, wrong one. You're telling Google that, hey, I've got all of this stuff over here, okay? So people always, they're sitting there wondering, wait, how come I'm on, position 44? Well, it's a bit like taking a, it's a bit like taking a packet of Kool-Aid, and instead of putting it in a pitcher, you take the packet of Kool-Aid and you throw it out in a swimming pool. It's thin content, and it's not that it'll never rank. It's that, you got shit like AutoZone, over here that's kicking your butt. Well, it's going to, and there's a reason, but you can at least come up for, specific things. If somebody's looking for I like that one better. If somebody is looking for, something like this, then, I've beat out, that's probably as far as the user would go. There's times that I've beat out Amazon with stuff. Rally Sport. Shop. Nameless Performance. See, these guys are doing it right there. You got to go to 1, 2, 3, 4 before you get to Amazon. And then there's, am I signed in? Shit, I am. Then you got to go all the way down there. What was I about to open? Shit, I forgot. Okay, so anyways, well, wait a minute. Shit, if you're there, where'd you go? Number 6. Let's say somebody put in that exact thing right there. Okay. And you got it as the H1. Where's my freaking Avada? Give me some text above the fold. I mean, my God, I've got it on the biggest monitor too. Give me some text above the fold. Anyways, you got it right down there. And these guys are showing what? And plus, you know what's interesting is that there's no, there's only a right side. There's no Google product ads up here. You know, I mean, if you would just rank number 1 for the products you do have, you know, that's a huge chunk of, doesn't matter what it is. If it's emoji shirts, women's leggings, what was the other one? Oh, local, no, there was a point, was not local. Oh, it was guitar. Yeah, there's some product listings. One review. You know, listen, Kyle, there's nothing really, you know, terribly wrong with it. But, you know, again, my goal is never, my goal is not to just, you know, not to just kind of look at something and go, oh yeah, I can speed up your site, blah, 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 blah. You know, we take, I've kind of taken this, you know, seriously for the last 9 years. That's how I've got the group up to, you know, 24,000 plus. And there's people from Automatic Automatic Ninjas that come in here, and learn stuff and stuff like that. Ninjas and everything else. So the Woo Ninjas. So anyways, good looking site. But again, it comes down to putting all the pieces together and knowing how these things, just like building a car, you've got to put the pieces together and know how they work combined. All right, there you go, buddy. Have a good day. Bye.